What's up, guys? It's John. It's time for another Q&A Sunday, the show where you guys submit your gun and gear questions all over social media, and I answer them for you. Now, every week we give away a small prize pack, and last week's winner was Das Gans on Instagram for his question about what are my other hobbies. Now, unfortunately, nobody voted last week, so you guys suck for that. However, that question did get the most interaction, so I'm going to give him the win. Give me your address, brother, and I'll get your prize out this week. So let's get it rolling. The first question this week is from Mary Brown on Facebook, and she wanted to know if Cerakote or Hydrodipping is better and kind of what applications they work for. I think that Hydrodipping is very good to get some really intricate designs on a gun because you can print it out first and then put it on the gun. So, you know, it's got that kind of showy look to it. However, I think that Cerakote, because it is cured onto the firearm, is going to last you a lot longer and be a lot more durable. Whereas, you know, with Hydrodip, you have to clear coat it, you have to add something to the exterior of it after it's coated to prevent scratching and things like that. You know, I've seen guns like Benelli's and Berettas that come with camo on them, and even Mossbergs, especially Mossbergs, they come out of the box and they're all scraped up because of what's in the box shipping-wise. And unfortunately, that stuff typically doesn't last too long. So if you want a showy gun, yeah, I think the Hydrodipping is the way to go. But if you're looking for something ultra durable, I think Cerakote's going to take the win on that one. Our next question this week is from Nick Santilli on Facebook, and he wanted to know the reasoning behind marking your magazines. Now, there's a few different theories here. I'll tell you the ones that I agree with and kind of why I would mark my mags. Well, the first one being, if I go to a shooting event and I'm out there with a bunch of buddies, especially with AR mags, I mark them so nobody takes them, or so I understand what ammo is in them. Let's say it's a 300 Blackout or a 5.56. You chamber the wrong one and you're gonna have a bad day. So it's important to know what's going on. Now, the biggest reason, I know a lot of people are gonna agree with me on this, is that you can track which mags go bad, because magazines are not a permanent thing. It shouldn't last forever like your gun. They wear out, they get beat up, and sometimes they stop working. So if you know which one it is by marking it, like let's say 1, 2, and 3, and number 2 stops working on you, you toss that mag and get another brand new number 2 in there. You know what I mean? It's a good way of keeping track of your gear. Username Need More Guns on Instagram asked what my preferences are on grip angles, and if there are any maybe I don't like or some I prefer. I tend to really gravitate towards a 1911 grip angle, that classic style. I think that something a little more sharp like a Glock or maybe a Ruger Mark III, that kind of leaned back angle is not for me. And now, yes, the differences are minimal. Sure, you can shoot those guns. Yes, you should be able to train through all of that stuff. But as far as preferences go, I prefer a straight up vertical grip or just kick back slightly, as opposed to that really, really sharp angle that Ruger Mark III or even a slightly more forward angle like a Glock would provide. I find that when I naturally point a Glock out, you know, when I push it out, I find that it tends to put the front sight at an upward angle, kind of like so. And that's just a natural thing because I'm used to guns like my HK45 that don't have an angle like that. It's quite simple. And yes, you can train through that, and no, it really doesn't matter that much. The next question this week is from Nick Gonzalez on Facebook, and he wanted to know, very simple question, what is more fun to shoot? 300 Blackout suppressed, 45 suppressed, or 50 Browning machine gun, or BMG for those of you that don't know what that stands for. Simple answer, 50 BMG all day, every day. If you've never shot a 50 BMG, especially something with a giant muzzle brake on it, there's nothing like it. I mean, yes, suppressed guns are super fun all the time, but for me, I'm a guy that likes 50 cal. I'm a bigger is better kind of guy. Accuracy by volume, just dump them. I'm ridiculous, and I absolutely love 50 BMG. This week, our last question is from YouTube user DC Demi, and he wanted to know what is my caliber of choice. And this is a very difficult question because each caliber has a special place in my heart. I think the most versatile caliber out there is going to be 12 gauge. I think you can get the widest variety of loads for it, from exotic ammo like flechettes, all the way to purpose-driven stuff like birdshot or slugs or whatever. You know, you've got a really wide variety there. So I think that's going to be the most versatile. I like it a lot. handgun, I prefer 45 or 50 AE if we're being silly about it, but for practicality's sake, 45. In a rifle, I think 5.56 is going to be my favorite right now because it's simple, it's low recoil, it's easy to control, and you know, it's easy to get a hold of. Now, in that silly vein, of course, like I just said earlier, 50 BMG would be my favorite, but that's not really practical. Guys, I almost forgot. Next week is episode 10 of Q&A Sunday. So to celebrate, we're doing a special knife-only show. Be sure to submit your knife questions for next week's show. With that being said, guys, of course, remember to vote for your favorite questions in the comment section below. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button, of course. And if you haven't yet, please swing over to patreon.com/I'mWithChaos and see just how you can support what I do a little bit more. I appreciate everything you guys can donate to me. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.